Okay, so I'm set up all in the machine. Okay, let's come back. There's a bit of resemblance. So I put the tool down on the holder. So it'll be something like that. Tool will sit something like that. I didn't still want to film too much of the milling process here because it was exactly the same as when I done this. We are dreaming in the dark. Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys, and to another video. In this video, I start machining the tool holder. Hope you enjoyed the previous two videos. Yeah, so it's not exactly like I'm going to start on it now. I'm just going to carry on because the previous video ended where I started. So hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Okay, so I'm set up all in the machine. Well, so I'm going to start it up and start with the first cut. Okay, so I've just started touching now, so I'll start with my first pass just to see how it goes. Seems okay. Okay, let's come back. Alright, finish with my cut here. This is the section that I cut out. That's the area there. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. Let's look at the drawing and see. There's a bit of resemblance. Okay, so now I'm going to fit it into the tool post and see how it sits there. Okay, back at the lathe. Let's check how this thing sits in here. So this I kind of now designed to go in here. Yeah, it seems, well, there we go. Seemed to be fitting okay. And that's how it sits on here. So let me just tighten this up a little bit here. Just give this a little nip. Okay. Alright. So there we go. Nice and snug around here. Enough clearance here to feed in and to cut that face there. That will work. It should work just fine. My only concern is if I'll have vibration here, but like I said, I plan to gusset this area here. I plan to gusset this and maybe a little gusset here just to support this point here where the tool is going to sit. So now my next job here is to machine a little section out here, at least half of the tool. Machine the section out here for the tool to sit in. And then I must machine half of the clamping plate that will hold the tool in there. The clamp plate is just going to be sitting like here, this area here. Okay, let's get to it. So I put the tool down on the holder. So it'll be something like that. The tool will sit something like that in the holder. So as you can see, when I feed it, she should be cutting something like that. She should be cutting something like that. along that face there. Okay, so it'll be something like that. And I'm gonna leave like a significant amount of meat at the bottom here to help support the tool so it doesn't chatter too much. So I'm gonna mark this out there now. This is more or less where I'm going to put it in the milling machine, and I'm going to mill this out here. This I'm going to mill all the way out here. I'm not going to end there. I'm going to come all the way out there in case I need to you know, move it in or out or something like that, so there'll be enough room there. So I'll put a 12 mil cutter in, and I'm going to machine all this out, probably that much I'm going to take out. Probably take that much out. So if I actually bring this line down here, and I bring this line down here, then this is probably the area it will be coming out here. Something like that. The tool will sit in there like that. So let's start. Okay, so this is the offcut from the tool holder, which as you know sits inside here, right? So what I done now is I put the tool in the tool post, and I put the center there, and I wanted to get that center. So basically this shims that I have underneath the tool now here, that is the distance, that thickness there is the thickness that must be left on the plate that fits inside here. Remember I said, I marked it out still with the tool. I said I want to machine down, so I'll have to machine quite a bit down to be left with that type of thickness. Other than that, I'll have to shim the tool inside this postal as well. So I'm going to measure that now and take that off that post there. Okay, so that's my first pass now, so I'll just keep on going up and down and see what happens. Okay, that was actually my last cut. I'm just bringing the tool back in now, and this should be the last cut. This is just like a clearance cut now, because if I measure that down there, it should measure about 8.8 to leave that 6 point, because I measured that shims was 6.2. So this should be 8.8 when I finish here. Should be somewhere in that region. Okay, so that's the groove all machined up. Let's just measure the depth here quickly. Should be close to 8.8. Check. Yep. Seems to be 8.6. 8.6, but I'll just double check on that, and if I need to run another pass just to make it, I'd rather have it too big than too small, because I can always shim it up again. So I'll just double check on the measurement. Okay, so I put the tool holder back into the post, swung it around, I stuck the tool in. You can see there is the groove there. I just put the tooling there. It's not clamping down, it's just resting there. And if I slide it across, to the steady, the fluid focus is not so nice, but she's slightly under, which is actually perfect. So I actually rather wanted it a bit lower than higher. So that's actually perfect like that, because then I can actually shim it up with a thin shim, which I can put in there, you know, a piece of sheet metal, something like this. You know, something like this will work. Maybe slightly thinner. I have some thinner shim stock that can go in there, and then I can actually make this nice and centered to that. That's basically how it's going to sit in there. Yeah, so now I'm going to work on the top plate, which will actually be clamping this down and supporting this whole structure. I'll work on that plate now, and that plate must also have a little groove in, because this is standing proud. This is standing about 2 mil, 1.5 mil proud of this base, so that must also have a groove for this to sit in, like opposite to that. And then I'm going to bolt it down here. I'm going to put a bolt there, probably a bolt there and a bolt there. You have to clamp the two together. I don't really want to weld too much on here for distortion, but we'll see how the bolts work. Maybe the bolts will be good enough. Maybe I'll just put like some tacks here, you know, some tacks, because I want to gusset it as well. So I'll probably just put some tacks there, not really welds, maybe just some tacks, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let's call it halfway there. Okay, so I marked out the clamping plate. This is the tool holder. Marked out the clamping plate. I'm going to machine that now out in the milling machine. That. Now grinded all of this out here. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about what these faces look like, because I mean that is just the shape of things. So once this is machined out, then this will actually go on here. This will actually go on here like that, you know, something like that. Kind of will sit like that, all in line there. This is bigger, because this is where the tool post will actually be sitting. So I must just machine this out here, and then I must machine that other section out here in the clamping plate where the tool goes, opposite to this one here. Yeah. And then we see what will happen. Okay, so I've got this in the milling machine now, so I'll start with this machining process here. And when that's done, I'll fit it. Alright guys, so I'm finished milling the clamping plate. I didn't still want to film too much of the milling process here, because it was exactly the same as when I done this one, so I didn't want to bore you with the same milling things all the time. So now, like I said, this is going to go on here now. It's going to sit on there. I'm not too concerned about, like I said, I'm not too concerned about these edges. I will neaten it up somewhat, but I'm not too concerned about these edges here. The next thing I'm going to do now is I want to machine this groove in here for the tool. That's the next thing I want to do now, is machine this groove in here for the tool. Then I want to bolt this lot together. And I must drill 2 holes in here and tap it for the clamping bolt that grips down onto the tool. So we get in there. Okay, so this is where I'm ending this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers for now.
Can anybody out there hear me?